All right, guys, it's my favorite time of the year, State of Origin. We back again this year. I did a preview for every game last year, so I thought, why not? I love talking footy. If you watched my last video, you'd know my sister and her family, they've lost everything in a devastating house fire. She has 2 kids. They're starting from scratch. So I'm going to drop a GoFundMe link in the bottom of this video. If anyone's in a position that they can donate anything, it would be greatly appreciated. They lost some really precious footy memorabilia and some other items that were sentimental with our pop passing away last year. He was a really proud Broncos and Queenslander. And those items obviously meant a lot with the Broncos winning the grand final last year. So yeah, any bit of support helps. All right, let's talk Origin. Well, let's just get straight into it. Basically, yeah. So yesterday, Mitchell Moses was ruled out of the Origin. He's got another soft tissue injury. I just got to ask the question: when he goes into Blues camp, do they listen to what the Parramatta performance staff give him, or do they just throw that out the window and just do what they want? Because it seems to be, it's no coincidence. Every time he goes into Blues camp, he seems to hurt himself. So I know they said he was out there doing extras, but yeah, anyway, as an Eels fan, that's a bit of a tough one to cop, but we'll get on with it. I mean, it does help Queensland in a way because, Mitch has got a great kicking game. Was a bit worried, actually, looking at the kicking game of Cleary and Mitch, especially up against the back five. I mean, we've got a dangerous back five, but they're going to be doing a lot of work. I think the wet weather football definitely brings them into the game. I think they've got a lot more of a stronger kicking game than Queensland. That's definitely an area that Queensland are going to have to aim up. I think you'll see KP do a bit of kicking. Money's going to have to do a bit of kicking. Sam Walker, great short kicking game, not really known for his long kicking game. But yeah, I think that's definitely going to be an area where New South Wales have a strength. But you look at the Queensland backline, Cobbo, you got a debutant in Jojo Fafita, big body. I think he's earned his spot. KP at the back. A lot of conjecture over Reece Walsh. I mean, I think it's pretty crazy leaving Reece Walsh out, but, that's been talked about to death, so we don't really need to probably go down that line. But, I mean, you look at both fullbacks on both sides. A lot of competition in those spots. Teddy won the spot. KP won the spot. They're not even locked in for the series, really, because if they don't fire in the first game, they've got guys there waiting to take their spots. So, overall, the back line, I think Queensland, a lot of speed in the back line there. You got Hemmer, rock solid defensively. You got Toya. Big loss for New South Wales, no Trell Mitt. As a Queenslander, love that because, he just scares the living Christ out of me. Still some solid players there. Critter, probably not in his best form, but, he's world class. So, I'm looking forward to the centre battle, actually. I think the centre battle on both sides of the field is going to be good. Overall, I mean, I think you look at the packs. You got AFB, Adam Fanua-Blake. You got him making his debut. I mean, he's been a top-tier front rower for, probably 5 years now or whatever. That's going to be a good battle up against Tino. I think the forward battle, we definitely got a bit of an advantage there, I think, at hooker in terms of the craftiness. I mean, don't get me wrong, Reece Robson, very solid player, great, rock solid defensively. But, Harry Grant, he's definitely a tier above like most of the hookers in this competition. So he's another one, I think his boot's going to come in handy. We're going to need maybe a little bit of kicking out of there. Just provides an extra option to the spine. So, Yeah, I mean, realistically, you look at the benches. I think that's going to be a big thing this year. You've got the 6-man benches. First time we've seen it in Origin. Well, as far as I can remember, anyway. And there's a lot of different options that could be going on there. You can't really say that anyone in particular. I mean, obviously they're going to rotate the middles. You'll probably find when Nikita comes onto the field, you'll probably find that Cotter will move into that middle rotation. There's a lot of options there. Few surprises. Ezra Mann being picked on the bench. Don't think he's been in the greatest form. Big fan of Ezra Mann, but I think his defense has been quite average this year. And same with Shibasaki. Big fan of him too. But on that side for the Broncos, I think that they've been missing a lot of tackles and just like a lot of bad defensive reads on that side of the field. But it's state of origin, and we've seen it before. Players get picked out of form and come in and do a job. So you look at the New South Wales bench, and also just touching on the replacement for Mitchell Moses, Ethan Strange, completely different player to Mitchell Moses, but I've always thought that New South Wales are at their best when they have like a big running 5'8", like a Freddie Fittler, Trent Barrett, some of those guys that have done it in the past, Greg Bird. I think that they've always flourished with a natural ball running 5'8". Cleary will just do a lot of the organising, and Strange will just be able to basically run off the back of that. So one other thing I wanted to touch on was in the New South Wales backline, they've picked Koula on the wing. He hasn't really played wing for Manly, so I'm sure he'll do a good job, but I think that's definitely an area where Queensland can try and exploit him under the high ball. He's had a few question marks under the high ball, so that'd definitely be something that I think that they'll be looking at. So anyway, I'm going to have a bit of a play on this one. So for first try scorer, I'll pick one for each side. I'm going to go for Queensland. I'm going to go Selwyn Cobbo. I think back in the Origin arena, he's a super talented winger, big body. Can definitely see him getting a bit of meat. So and for the Blues, I like my back rowers, so I might. I was tossing up on this one, but I'm going to go Huddy Young. I think he'll be a chance. He's always dangerous on the edge there. So for my man in the match for this one, I just spoke about him before. I'm going Harry Grant. I just think he's a point of difference that can control a lot of play out of dummy half, and I think he's in for a big one. All right, so just my final thoughts on it. I think that the teams are pretty evenly matched across the park. You could definitely argue in a few areas, maybe the halfback spot for New South Wales, but I think, having Harry Grant there, I think that makes up for a bit in the Queensland spine. I was just looking at the sides, and I definitely, if I was the Blues, I'd definitely be starting with Cam Murray. I think he's just a typical Origin player, and I think Isaiah Yeo, I think he plays his best footy in Origin, either coming off the bench or just starting at prop. So, I mean, Queensland have definitely got some firepower to come off the bench there. They got Paddy Carrigan, Collins. New South Wales going with a bit of a lighter bench, something sort of more out of the Queensland playbook there. Bit of talk also that Ezra Mann might play that roving role that we've been used to seeing through Queensland with the likes of Cooper Cronk, Daly Cherry Evans. Those sort of guys have filled that role in the past. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Well, anyway, I can't go anyone other than Queensland. I'm going to go Queensland in a tight one. The weather's sort of put me off a little bit here, because I was thinking with the current NRL meta game that's going on, I thought maybe that there might be a bit of points in this one. But I'm going to go Queensland 22-20 in a tight one. All right, guys. Well, enjoy your Origin footy, and yeah, just want to say again, if anyone out there is in a position to donate, there's a GoFundMe. It'll be in my description. And yeah, anyone who donates, really appreciate it. Yeah, just want to send massive love out to them, and enjoy your Origin footy, and go Queensland.